What's up everyone, it's your buddy Raincloud here, back after a little while away. It's been like a year I think since the last video I uploaded, which I think was the last Bronx playthrough. And there's no particularly interesting reason why it's been so long, if anyone is still interested. I mean, I'm still living in Tokyo, trying to make a life for myself out here. And that's kind of meant spending a lot more time working and especially trying to learn Japanese, and a lot less time gaming. I still enjoy watching gaming videos, but I don't know, I think also I just kind of fell out of love with it a little bit. I mean, when you're tired, it's so much easier when you get home just to watch TV and watch YouTube and to go through the strenuous effort of playing a video game. The only game I've really played with any regularity the last year is GTA 5. And I don't think the world needs any more GTA 5 videos, not from me anyway. If anyone, one video of the channel I've been watching a lot of is Gold Vision, who does these pacifist, which is very appropriate for this channel as well, pacifist GTA videos, as well as other ones too. And I strongly recommend that channel if you've not seen it already. Anywho, the other game I guess I've played a little bit of in that time is Shenmue, which brings us to this video right here. I do, every now and then, I do miss making videos, and for one game I really want to have some kind of, I feel like I've got something to offer to the world, is Shenmue. But really, the thing I've been thinking about, and the theme of this video, is trying to figure out exactly what it is that I want to do with this wonderful game. And previous video, I tried doing somewhat of a Let's Play live commentary thing. This commentary is not live, as you can probably tell. And it really didn't work, for a few reasons. I think one, I don't know, a game like Geometry Wars, which I was so familiar with, I can live commentary that sitting on my head. Whereas this one, although it's not a taxing game, it's one that when I'm playing it, I really want to be listening and watching to what's going on. And I find it hard to balance that with any kind of meaningful live commentary. And you know, one thing I kind of feel compelled to do when I'm playing the game is compare it to how I experience Tokyo. This thing seems accurate, that thing seems accurate. And that's fine for a bit, but I think it becomes fairly tiresome quite quickly for all involved. So, I don't know, live commenting Shenmue, I don't really see the point, because this is a really divisive game, and I think those who like it, what we like about it is being really immersed in this world, like exploring, I know it's obviously very dated now, but still exploring what seems still to me this vast urban area, really the atmosphere and the music, just listening to the dialogue, different characters. This version, as you can tell, is in Japanese, and it's really helpful for me as a Japanese learner with subtitles below. It really helps me to be, I don't watch much Japanese TV, to tell you the truth. I can't, I'm not so interested in Japanese TV, so this is a good chance to be exposed to Japanese. So the last thing I want when I'm playing is to be listening to my own stupid voice. So live commenting I think is off the menu, I don't really see the point in that. Now then another option would be to do just a long play, which I did before with Panzer Dragoon series, especially Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is now for sure the most popular series on my channel. Like, one of those videos has got something around 30,000 views, and only my 9.9 billion pacifism video from back in the day has more than that on my channel. So I know long plays have an audience, but like I say, I need to think practically, what am I going to do with this game? What have I got time to do? And I can't, it was a big effort, like back, what was it, 5-6 years ago, doing the Panzer Dragoon long play. I haven't got it in me to upload 20 hours of Shenmue, so that's not going to happen. And again, I just don't think that's a really good way of doing this game. Not to criticize people who have done, but I feel like this is a game that's going to be pretty boring just to watch me look like I'm doing now. Right now in the game, by the way, it's just very early in the game. It's like day 2, and Leo is trying to find some clues to begin his search for his father's killer. And he's going around asking people if they've seen a black car speeding through a city away from this neighborhood. And I found the answer ages ago. I got to go and ask one of Ryo's friends, Nozomi. But what I like doing is going around and talking to everyone and seeing their reactions, and I think that's going to be pretty tedious as a long play. Here where I've entered the training area, where it goes kind of Virtua Fighter style, very similar Virtua Fighter controls. And part of what you're doing here is when it goes green like that with the writing on top, it means that you've discovered a new move, and shortly it will go to a screen that will show the moves I've been practicing and moves I've discovered. So that's a really interesting part of this game, is how it has a very in-depth fighting system. I mean, it's from Virtua Fighter, the first ever 3D fighting game, and as anyone who's played that game knows, it's got a very detailed and sophisticated fighting system, which is just a small part of this game. And you can, anyone who's played Virtua Fighter, you can see that there's some of these moves taken from various different characters from Virtua Fighter, Akira, Jackie, I think, various others. Anywho, so I don't think long play is a good option either. Now, what I've used to do when there was a game that I really liked, but I didn't have any ideas for it, was make little montages. And I love doing that. I found it really, really fun. But, oh, here you're going to see the moves list once it's loaded up. There you go. And maybe I'll splice in a clip of this. On the Dreamcast pad, on the VM unit, the memory unit that you stick into the pad, it shows the inputs you need to do for each of these moves. I mean, such an innovative system. What was this, like 16 years ago? It's nuts. It's nuts, I tell you. So what I used to do with games like Dead Space, what was the other one? Super Monkey Ball, I didn't have any clear idea what to do with them, was make the montages, and of course that was very much of its time. People loved making montages back then, but I think that time has passed, and again, that used to take me forever to do, and I don't think anyone enjoyed watching them except for me. So I don't think the world needs me doing that with Shenmue. So then what do you got? Well, one thing I used to enjoy doing, like with Alan Wake, there were certain achievements in that game, but pretty tricky, a pretty fun challenge anyway. Like there was one where you had to try and get from one point to another as fast as possible, or another where you had to try and do the last level without firing any bullets. And that was kind of cool, and maybe there's scope for doing that in this game, so that's something I'm going to consider. But when I think of videos for Shenmue, what I really tend to think of is what's happening right now, which is the awesome mini games that you get in the arcade. And maybe I'll just shut up for a second and let you all see how darts works in this game.
Atata. Mazuかな。当たった。惜しいな。最後の一本。やった。よし、もう1ゲームだ。まずかな。当たった。惜しいな。まずかな。 最後の一本。当たった。どうしようか。
Alright, enough of this. So, that was embarrassing. You have to trust me when I say this is several years of rustiness coming to play. I used to be really, really good at this. And how you do this is you need to just know the different paths that Ryo's hand takes as it's going across the dartboard. And once you know that, then you know when to wait, when a good chance is going to come up. That was not bad. And yeah, once you know that, you know if it's going to be a good chance coming up. And to be honest, this is maybe not exactly realistic, but I do find it to be very compelling to play. But watching it back now, it also, I think, definitely cements my feelings that this is not a good game to be long playing. Like, I could spend hours playing Shenmue darts, trying to improve on my sucky performance here. But this just isn't fun to watch. Unless you've played the game before, and then, well, you're not likely to be watching a long play of it. Or maybe you are. So you can see that I'm snatching at it here. The old me would have known that path does not result in a bullseye. And obviously the one you really want here is for treble 20. But I digress. So I think there's something, if I get better, there's something to be done with these... There's something to be done with these arcade games, I think. Because this was a really, really cult part... Oh, that was terrible. Really cult part of the appeal for Shenmue. So those are just my thoughts about the future of this series. I think I need to play some more and think which parts are really going to work out of context. That was a chance of a double 20 there. Really think which parts are going to work without having to commit to a whole playthrough. And see what else comes up. While we're in the arcade, I may as well talk through some of the other machines you can play here. There's this boxing game, which is kind of testing your reactions, and another very similar game where just the buttons or directions, oh, treble 20, yatta, will come up on screen, and you've got to react quickly and press them. Doesn't sound fun, but that is extremely compulsive and stressful and just really great. So I'll definitely do something with that in the near future. I believe the other Space Harrier in this game. I don't want to blaspheme here. I've never really got to grips with Space Harrier. It's a beautiful music and it's fast paced. It's just because I suck at it, I think. I've never really enjoyed Space Harrier a whole lot. And I'm really doing a lot better in this time round. But the other game that is in this arcade, which really resonates with me much more now that I live in Tokyo, I was a little too late there, is Hang On, with the actual motorbike cabinet that you get on and ride. And this is, if you look back to my video from visiting the arcades in the famous Akihabara area, you'll see they've got that cabinet in Tokyo, and I've played on it. And I think what I'll do here is, this game is going pretty well, so I'll let it play out and let you see what happens. And then we'll skip forward to the second game I played of Hang On, because the first one was really dreadful. But I want to show you that before we leave the arcade, so please enjoy the rest of this darts, and I'll be back in a second.
Yoshi. Saigo no 1本. 外れか。よし、これでラストだな。外れか。当たった。 やった。当たった。最後か。当たった。なくなったな。やめるか。1回100円か。遊んでいくか。
So I guess my main takeaway from playing Hang On in this game is that I'm just as bad in Shenmue Land as I am in real life. And I know this looks really bad, but if you've not played Hang On before, then trust me, it's a really tough game, and the very stiff D-pad on the Dreamcast controller doesn't help with that. Mind you, I was also terrible with the cabinet. But you know, this is, I guess it's very much emblematic of the appeal of this game. It's just like you're Iridiario and you can go and play these old-timey games. So you probably won't see this again on my channel, because I don't really enjoy Hang On that much, but it was such a unique selling point of this game back in the day. Now we're going to exit the arcade now and resume Ryo's coming daily dealings, and as I said, he's trying to find clues for finding any witnesses towards a car that he thinks was carrying his father's murderer a couple of days previous. And one of the interesting, as I said before, this game is really helpful for me learning Japanese, because often if you've not studied a second language before, I imagine this is common to most languages, when you're studying in classes or from a textbook, you learn a certain kind, or in Japanese anyway, you learn a certain kind of Japanese which nobody really speaks, like a very artificial, very formal, conventional kind of Japanese. And this game really is, I've been assured by a Japanese friend of mine, this game is quite realistic in terms of its conversation. So it's great listening practice and vocabulary building for me. And also having the subtitles using various different scripts used in Japanese is quite helpful. Now we're about to go and question someone in this game called Tom, who I think is supposed to be American or Jamaican. And this was, playing this game in English and playing this game in Japanese, you get a very different sense of characters. I mean, in English, everyone sounds ridiculous. The voice acting is something I adore, don't get me wrong, but it is absolutely terrible. In Japanese, I can't judge most of it, but I can make some observations about how foreigners are depicted in this game. Now this setting, Yokosuka, is close to a naval area. Famously, Ryo is looking for sailors later in the game, and it's an area in real life that I think is known. Well, let me shut up and let this play out. Just listen carefully to the way that this other character speaks.
What? 原崎に聞いたんだ。あの日黒い車と揉めたって。No。覚えてないね。親父を殺した連中かもしれないんだ。
Father? 寮の
頼む。どんなことでもいい。
OK 話すよ。
乗っていたのはどんなやつだった？
見かけない服の男座ってたね。
どんな服だ？
Deep Green Velvet タイプでチャイニーズが着るような服よ。
蘭亭だ。何があったんだ？
お客さんぶつかりそうになって文句言ったね。でもすごい目で睨まれて、あんなクールな先は初めてよ。
奴らのことで他に覚えてることは？
No チャイニーズのことはチャイニーズに聞くね。
中国人に知り合いはいないか？
Sorry Nothing But そこの旅行会社だったらチャイニーズの客来るね。トムもチャイニーズ調べてみるよ。またここに来るね。
ああ。
So there's various things to unpack here, and basically Tom gave Leo some useful information, which is why he's now consulting his notebook, which is where he stores all the clues that you get, so you can look back later on to remind yourself of progress you've made. Now, just going back to the Tom character there, it's pretty interesting for me as someone who's not from Japan, but I'm learning Japanese and making okay but uneven kind of progress, and being friends with a lot of people in the same kind of position. And I think that's the kind of person they're trying to depict there. So on the one hand, at certain times he seems like he's clueless with Japanese, like using English words like nothing or father. And other times his pronunciation is pretty bad and pretty kind of blunt. It doesn't sound very natural. But then he'll also use quite complicated Japanese or quite fluent Japanese too, and he seems to be understanding all of the things that Ryo is saying at some pace with no allowance made for the poor Japanese of his conversation partner, as far as I can tell anyway. So I was just trying to work out why. I suppose for the Japanese audience, which this first in the game is aimed, that's firstly a quick method of characterization. If you start off the conversation by giving him this apparent poor grasp of Japanese, then you're like, okay, he's someone who's not from here and not been here a whole lot of time. But I suppose then it would get quite annoying if he carried on the whole conversation along those lines. So then they give him some, and then they dampen that down quite a lot. So I guess it's just not frustrating to listen to. And also I suppose it is quite a realistic depiction of someone who's learning a second language, where sometimes you're feeling good, you're feeling confident, and it comes out. And often listening is a lot easier than producing speaking as well. So it's not so unrealistic that he could understand what Ryo would be saying and then reply back in English or poor Japanese. And so I forget how long that character's supposed to have been in Japan, but it really does actually sound, I mean, it's exaggerated, but some of the patterns maybe are similar to someone who's been in Japan for a few years and has quite good conversational competence, but then would have also big gaps in their language knowledge as well. So that's one thing I appreciate about this game more than when I was playing it just with English dubbing. And it'll be interesting to compare that, to see how other characters speak, because Tom is a very sympathetic character, he's one of Ryo's buddies. So yeah, we'll see later on some other foreign characters, and we'll take a look at their kind of speaking styles. Now, as you can see, it's starting to get a bit dark, and it's getting later in the day in Dobuita, which is the area we're in right now. And you know, one of the things that I love about this area and this game is that it really feels like a living, bustling city. I mean, I know it's very simple by today's standards, but you can follow someone going about their business who's got nothing to do with Ryo's drama, and you could follow them from one end of the town to the other as they go walking along, and all these people are selling their wares, and through a combination of the sound design and the music and the design of the area, it just feels really like a living, breathing place. And there's one particular moment every day in Shenmue where it really feels like you're part of this exciting real-life drama, and we're going to skip forward to that. So basically in Dobuita you've got the main shopping area, selling all kinds of different junk, and there's also it bends round, and then you can take a shortcut through that bend. I think we're in that little side street now actually, where it's a bit more seedy. We've got this Chinese restaurant, we've also got karaoke bars, regular bars, pachinko parlor, and all kinds of other stuff. And I know this guy's person, but I need to go into the Chinese restaurant to progress the plot along. But instead I lingered around because I wanted to make sure we were outside for when 7 o'clock hits. So I'm just going to skip forward now to 7, or to a conversation just before that, and we'll see what happens.
他に？いやー、知らないな。すいません。
どうも。
中国人のことを聞きたいんですが、この辺りで中国人のことに詳しい人って。
中国人？そう。そんなことよりゆっくりしていけるんでしょ？
いえ、急ぐので。
何？なんか飲んでく？
いえ、失礼します。
あら、残念ね。
Now that to me right there really is Shenmue, and either you're into that or you're not. Like firstly, throughout that conversation, you got this mysterious kind of music. It sounds like a mystery, and then it hits 7 o'clock and all the lights come on, and again it feels like you're part of this really living environment, and it's got a really practical effect too, because a big part of Shenmue 1 is waiting for stuff to open. And a lot of the bars you need to go into won't open until 7 or 8 o'clock. Other places will close. And in Shenmue 1, if you get to a place you've got to go to and it's not opening time yet, then brother, I'm afraid you've got to wait. That's just how it is. In Shenmue 2, it gave you, probably wisely, gave you the option to fast forward time to when you needed it to be. But I quite like the purity of this game. It was really trying to be realistic. If you got to wait, you got to wait. Here we're in karaoke bar. It's whenever I've been a lot to karaoke in Tokyo, I've only been to one place which is an open bar like that. Much more common are karaoke-kan, which are like separate booths, like little rooms you can hire. Unfortunately, Ryo is not the karaoke type by the looks of it. He's a very serious chap. Now the rest of this, there's a drunk guy there next to Ryo doing his thing. One thing to bear in mind is that everyone, you can talk to everyone that you see in this game. Well, not everyone, there is a guy riding a motorbike who doesn't seem too chatty. But most people you can talk to, and if they're not important, they'll give you some variant of, can you ask somebody else? I'm not interested, I'm busy, blah blah blah. But still, okay, so here's some more foreigners, let's listen to what they've got to say.
Sorry, boy. みたち忙しい。Ask someone else.
Sorry, boy. You. 他終わったるね。Go away.
Now that's pretty bizarre. The first guy said me, Tachi. And in Japanese, when you want to say us, then you say the word for I, which can be watashi or boku or whatever, and then you say tachi to make it plural. If you know that much, if you know what tachi means, you probably don't need to say me, tachi. And then the other guy said something, a bunch of stuff in English, and then some random Japanese. I guess the point there is just to make them seem comical, which, hey, it's a necessity, I guess. And they are not such sympathetic characters, so again, it's kind of interesting, and probably, I'm guessing they're supposed to be like people who haven't been here a whole lot of time. I can't remember if they're supposed to be off-duty sailors or what. But again, just from the language, you get a very different sense of the character, while also having some weirdness with the Japanese that they do know. So I think I'm about done with this episode. What's happening in the story now is that Ryo's gained some information suggesting that his father's killers are Chinese or affiliated with Chinese gangs, and he's been advised that the owner of a local Chinese restaurant is familiar with most of the Chinese folk in town. So he's, I'm making him go and talk to everyone just to see what happens, but I know we're supposed to go to a local Chinese restaurant and talk to the owner. The main thing, again, that I wanted to do in this episode was just to sort of say hi after so long away, and also just to give a sense of how not uniquely difficult maybe, but just how characteristically difficult this game is to do videos with. You've really got to play it. But I'll see what I can think of. So in a moment, Ryo's going to meet up with a drunk guy, and we'll listen to that conversation, and then call it quits. So I'll see you guys later. Giane!
大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫、大丈夫。
本当に大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫だって。